Welcome back everyone. As we see here in our data set, we have 7 dimensions columns and 3 dimensions measures. So the first 7 columns are dimensions: region, country, item type, sales channel, order date, order ID, ship date. And the last 3 columns are measures: unit sold, unit price, unit cost. And we use these dimensions to measure units. And these measures can be calculated based on a dimension. So for example, units sold can be per region, per country, per item type, per sales channel, per order date, or per order ID. Same thing for unit price and same thing for unit cost. So now we need to have a look at our data frame here to find out what we need to do to clean our data. We got here several null values in our columns. First, here in country, we see here we got 2 null values at the first 20 rows. We may have more also in the other rows. Same thing here in item type. And we got here also several null values in unit price. Also, we need to set up the proper data type for each column, because you remember when we examined the data, we found all columns have string data type, and we should set up the proper data type to conduct data analysis. For example, we need to change this data type in unit sold to numeric, either integer or float. Same thing for unit price, we need to change it to float, so we may have decimals here. And the same thing for unit cost. However, we got here $sign in unit price and unit cost. So we need first to get rid of this $sign to be able to change it to float data type. So let's see how to start our cleaning process step by step. Let's scroll down to see the new code here. First thing, I need to import this library to start the cleaning process. The library is PySpark.sql.functions. Import everything from this library. So I type here from PySpark.sql.functions import everything which is star. And after that, I'm going to use this function with column to create a new column. And I call this column here clean country, comma, and this is the condition. When df.country is null, simply that means when this column country in df data frame is null, comma, unknown. So replace any null value here with unknown. Dot, otherwise df country. Otherwise you may add the same values. So simply here I'm creating a new column in our data frame. And I'm filling this column with these data. When df country is null, put unknown in this new column. Otherwise, just put the data from df country. I'm going here to overwrite the original df with a new df with this column. So I'm going to get a new df now with this column. And after that, I need to show my data. So click here anywhere, shift enter, and we see here we got our data here, a new data frame. Let's scroll down and scroll to the right. And as you see here, we got a new column added to our data frame, clean country. So this is the original one and this is the new one. And if we look here, we have here null, but if we go all the way to the right, we found here unknown. So we replaced any null value with unknown. So this is the first step. Let's scroll down, scroll to the left, and now we are going to use the drop function to drop this column from our data frame because we no longer need this column. So to do that, we are using this function df.drop. Between parentheses and quotation, we put the name of the column country, and again we are going to overwrite the same data frame. So we'll get a new data frame df without this column. Click on this cell to run it or shift enter. Scroll down and scroll to the right. And as you see here, we no longer have country column in this data. We have only clean country. So in this tutorial, we learned how to add a new column to our data frame with a condition that we want to create this column. And after that, we learned how to drop the old column from our data frame.